What's up YouTube? How are you doing today? My name is Chana Claus and I'm the Techno Dad, and in this video I'm going to give you my gift guide for the holidays 2018. We're going to get into it right after the jump. And I'm back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chana and I love my tech. I've bought a whole lot of tech that I haven't even made videos about because there's just too much. I spend clearly too much money. Anyway, if you're new here, you should consider subscribing because there's a lot of cool stuff going on. With the holidays so close, I know people are looking for cool tech gifts and stocking stuffers for their dad, husband, boyfriend, or maybe even, male child, whatever. Now, if you're a guy watching this video, you should probably forward this onto your lady friend or that special someone in your life, with the little winky faced emoji or, something like that. Normally I go over lots of home theater products, but this video will cover a lot of tech that I've purchased over the past year and have been using religiously, and I think most of you would actually be into this kind of stuff too. And this video is going to be pretty long as I will cover different products in different areas, so I'll have a timeline in the description or in the top comment so you can jump to whichever section you are interested in. There will be links in the description for all the products I talk about, so without further ado, let's get it on. Oh yeah. Okay, let's first go over the best product I've come across this year, and it performed so well, I bought two more. What am I talking about? It's simple. It's the PowerPort Cube by Anker. I bought all three for $24.99 and they're down to 20 bucks now. This should be the top of your list, and that's why we're talking about this first. Why is that? It's because hands down, this is the fastest, I repeat, the fastest phone charger I've ever used. It's like a mini power strip shaped like a cube. It has a 5-foot long cable, three 3-prong power outlets, and 3 USB charging ports. The charging ports can be turned on and off, and that's what I really don't like about this. I think they should just be on all the time. Anyway, to make sure the power is going to the USB ports, you have to press the little button and see a little blue light or nothing is getting charged. Okay, now on to the good part. This thing charges my iPhone 7 Plus at a rate of 1% per minute. So if I plug it in for 20 minutes, I get 20% of battery charged. Let that sink in. So let's say I plug in my phone from dead, it will take 1.5 hours to fully charge the phone. That's nuts. That's just insane compared to how long it takes the standard charger that comes with the iPhone. Now, as far as iPads are concerned, this thing charges it from dead in just over 3.5 hours. That's fantastic. It usually takes overnight. So I had one of these and I was using it on the go, and I realized I need this in the living room and another in my studio. I'm not sure if most of you know, but I've filmed over 400 videos with my cell phone, and I was always running out of juice, because I have to shoot all these videos. And this little power strip was a lifesaver. It was great at 25 bucks, and I love it even more at 20. So pick up a few of these things, they make great stocking stuffers. Now, since we're talking about phone chargers, let's get into some more iPhone and Apple Watch accessories. Next up, we have two docks that I purchased a few months ago. I bought matching docks for my iPhone and Apple Watch from a company called Native Union. These things not only look great and match my whole space gray setup on my desk, but they are also heavy, which is a sign of quality. I love the Apple Watch dock, as you can set it down like you see here, or on its side, so the watch face looks like it's resting on your arm. The iPhone dock is $30, and the Apple Watch dock is around $52, depending on which style you get. Next, we have a really cool carbon fiber case for my iPhone. It's from a company called Simply Carbon Fiber, and I'll leave a link directly to their website as they have tons of cool carbon fiber products for you to check out. I like carbon fiber, I'm sure some of you do, and the case itself costs 40 bucks for my iPhone 7 Plus, and it looks great. The glossy carbon weave is awesome, and I've been waiting to find a carbon fiber phone case for a while, and sometimes I catch myself just being mesmerized and staring at the case. It's pretty funny. It has some nice grips on the sides, and the only downside of the case is the hole for the charging port. it will only be big enough for the stock charging cable, which is pretty annoying. I did find some cables from Mcdodo that I've been using for a couple of months, which are super strong and have right angle connectors. They really work well with the Simply Carbon fiber case and will be another great stocking stuffer, as a pack of 2 costs less than $10. Alright, let's move on to the Apple Watch. I just bought my first Apple Watch for my 40th birthday, and I picked up the Hermes Rally Edition as I wanted a nicer leather band. I wasn't really into the cheapo looking bands that Apple has on their standard sets, so if your man has an Apple Watch, you should check out the Hermes band options for Apple Watch, as they can be bought separately. Now, the leather is very supple and takes the Apple Watch to another level looks wise. I'm actually into watches, and I used to have a large watch collection back when I was Techno dude and not Techno dad, but not anymore. I am planning to make a full video of the Apple Watch sometime next year, so definitely subscribe up and watch out for that. Alright, next let's check out some gaming accessories I've bought and been using over the past few months. First, for Xbox One X, I bought some new controllers. I usually have to update controllers every year, as my kid, the ones he uses, they ended up breaking usually. And so I get new ones for the living room, and I give him my older ones, which are working perfectly fine. Now, I'm really loving the new Sport White Special Edition controllers, as they have a nice look and the grip at the bottom where I really need it to be. They're between $65 and $70 each, depending on where you get them, and I really wanted something that wasn't black, so I know if I just walk into his room and I see a white controller, that means I know he's taking one from upstairs. Tisk tisk. I also bought another pair of controllers in a different color. One for the master bedroom and one for my travel Xbox. Yes, you heard that right, a travel Xbox. And again, I went with the different color so I know which room these controllers belong to and which Xbox they belong to. So these are the gray and blue controllers, and they cost a little under $50, which is a great price. Since I do take an Xbox with me, I noticed my older controller started getting smashed in the bag and the buttons started not working. So I bought a hardcover controller case by LT Gem, which keeps the controller nice and safe during my travels back and forth, and the case is great and it only costs $12. As far as computer gaming, I did purchase a new gaming PC, and I picked up the Corsair K95 RGB Platinum mechanical gaming keyboard. This thing sells for $140, I believe it was closer to $200 earlier, and it is an absolute dream to use for gaming and video editing. I also got an Asus ROG Spatha mouse, which is around $149 now, and it is a great mouse for competitive gaming, and I use it when I need to edit on my backup laptop. It does have all those cool RGB colors too. And since we're talking about gaming, I did pick up a new 8-port wireless router from Asus. It's the RT-AC88U, and it sells for $190. I got it because I wanted to wire up 2 rooms downstairs, and I needed a few more ports on the router. I also picked up some flat white Cat6 cables, and as you can see, they blend into the ceiling really well for a clean install. Alright everybody, let's shift gears and move on to the MacBook Pro accessories. Now, I bought a few things for my new 4K editing setup, and I'm really hyped up about them. First one is a 7-in-1 USB-C hub by Upvitch, which runs around $50. It gives you 3 USB 3.0 ports along with Ethernet, VGA, and HDMI outputs. Super handy, and I've used it on location many times. For the studio, I picked up the OWC 14-port Thunderbolt 3 dock, which has way more ports and doesn't leave the studio. Definitely an important part of my studio, but it did set me back $300. Next item on the list is the Logitech MX Ergo wireless trackball, which I purchased at $100, but when I bought my second one, the price dropped down to $75. Now, this is an awesome piece of tech, and I use it all the time when I edit away from the home, and it's done such a good job, I bought a second one, and that one will live here in the studio. I also purchased a hard shell travel case by LT Gem for the trackball for about $11. Now, the reason why I went with the trackball is that sometimes, you just don't have enough surface area to use a mouse, and the trackball kind of solves that situation without having any problems. External storage is a huge part of editing my YouTube videos, and I usually purchase cheap 4TB Western Digital drives to back up projects and final videos. These My Passport drives run around $100 and are available in a multitude of colors. Now I really like this because I can use a Sharpie and write directly on the drive what's saved on there, like a backup or what type of drive it is. As for a working drive, I have the OWC Thunderblade 4TB Thunderbolt 3 SSD RAID external drive. This thing is insanely fast. It's got to be the fastest external hard drive on the planet, hands down. And this thing was not cheap at all. I purchased the 4TB version for $2,700, but now it's down to $2,300. Why would I pay that much for a hard drive? Well, a USB 3.0 hard drive will have a read and write speed of around 730 to 750. This OWC Thunderblade has read and write speeds of 2300 and 1800. What this does is save me tons of time, as some project folders contain 40 to 60 gigabytes of 4K video files. And you know, they make a 1TB, a 2TB, a 4TB, and an 8TB version, and the prices range from $1,000 to $5,000. Whew, pretty steep. Okay, next up is my newest obsession, and that's the Phillips Hue Lighting. Now I started with the starter kit, and it had 2 multicolor lights and the hub. After I set it up, I was totally hooked. I immediately picked up 2 more multicolor lights so that all 4 lights in the living room can change color in unison. Looks pretty cool. And then I picked up a dimmer switch, as I figured my wife would probably never, take out her phone to turn on the lights. One of the coolest aspects is that I can move a light switch with these little dimmer switches. For instance, the switch to turn on our deck light is behind the TV. So I put a basic Hue light bulb outside and set up a switch just for that light. And now we don't need to climb over speakers to turn on the switch outside. This is very handy and also super cool. She loves it. I even bought some LED strips to add under cabinet lighting in the kitchen, and I just ordered a motion sensor to put here in the studio. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for it to come in. Now my teenager always leaves the hallway light on, and I can use the Philips Hue app to turn it off whether I'm upstairs or at work or somewhere else. I even added some here in the studio, including a bloom light, and these things are super cool, and I'm always hooking up and finding new ways to put more Hue lights in my studio and around the house. Definitely check them out, and I will be making a separate video about these lights very soon. Alright, now let's finally get into some audio, and let's start off with the Bluetooth speakers. I've got 2 sets for you guys to check out, and the first is the brand new SVS Prime wireless powered speakers. They come in at $500 for the pair, and they support Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and are self-powered. I will be doing a full review soon, so be sure to subscribe up and look out for that video. I would recommend these for someone with a small to medium size, like room or home office, or even your regular office. These things are great to connect to a computer and run all your streaming apps through the DTS Play-Fi app. Now if you have a medium to large size room or office, I would recommend a pair from Klipsch called the Sixes. Now I reviewed these a few months ago, and I have to say they have an amazing sound, and they are pretty large though. They are also self-powered bookshelf speakers, and they've got a buttload of bass. Okay? You can connect via Bluetooth, RCA, and optical. Now they did retail for $800, but are now down to $600 in both walnut and ebony. Definitely give my Klipsch dealer Corey a call for these or any other Klipsch speakers. I think there may be some special deals going on this time of year. Now if you're curious of which headphones I use, here they are. First is the Focal Spirit Professional headphones. These are $350 for the pair, and I use them specifically for music production. Next is the Pioneer HDJ X10 DJ headphones. These also cost $350, and I've used them for every DJ gig since I purchased them last year. They are built like a tank, and I can't tell you how many times in the past year I've dropped these things, but they still sound perfect, and they are still rock solid. The Plantronics Rig 800 XL have been my go-to gaming headset, as it supports Dolby Atmos. Yes, I know, it's just simulated, but it sounds pretty convincing. I picked these up on sale for $150 last year, but I think they're back up to 200 bucks. Finally, the headphones I use for everyday use and even some video editing are a pair of Bang & Olufsen H6 Generation 2s, which I picked up for about $250, down from 400 bucks. In the description below, I've listed a link with this whole slew of Bang & Olufsen headphones ranging from $178 to $500 for you guys to check out. I really like the clarity and bass response from the B&O H6s, and I can only imagine the higher end ones sounding the same, if not better, but with other features like wireless and all those cool things. Alright, let's talk about some accessories now. First product I want to talk about here are my two wooden headphone stands. I use 4 pair of headphones, 2 of which have their own cases, but the other 2 do not. So I picked up these wooden headphone stands for about $30 each, and they look super cool. The headphones can be on display and they can easily be picked up and used at a moment's notice. The next accessory is some modular cube furniture that I picked up to house my records. It's made by a company called Foremost, and I purchased 3 of the double cubes at $31 each. These things fit records like a glove. I was able to finally get my wax off the floor, and now they have a home. I still have more records in storage that I need to put in these cubes, but I'm really loving them, and if I ever need any more storage, I can just buy another one at 31 bucks and keep going up. Alright, for the last item, it's kind of expensive, but I'm really stoked on it. I've only used it really, once. Well, you've seen some of the videos I made for Cedia. I had a bunch of drone shots, and of course I'm talking about the Mavic 2 Pro. Okay, one of DJI's drones, and this thing is super popular and it's super cool. I still have to make a full review on it, but if you're new to drones or if you want to learn about drones, check out the FlyPath channel. Met this guy a couple of times in LA. He's really cool, and I know a lot of people say you gotta be careful when you're flying a drone because the left stick is the height of the drone, and left and right on that stick is the drone turning, and then the right stick is forward, backward, left and right. But when I, went in the first time, I found out I can swap the sticks. And guess what? When you do that, guess what that's like? It's like playing Call of Duty. Or pretty much any first-person shooter game where, your movement and strafing is on the left stick, and then you're like looking around, and now your height is on the right stick. So it was super easy for me to, get acclimated to flying the drone without, any kind of bumping into buildings and all that kind of stuff. So definitely check out FlyPath's YouTube channel if you want to get some drone tips. And of course, check out the drone. It's super cool. It is pricey though. I did get the Fly More package, and I think everything with tax came out to be like $1,700 or $1,800. But hey, you want to make your guy happy? Get the drone. Oh yeah. Well, there you have it, guys and gals. I hope this list of goodies I've been using over the past year have given you some gift ideas. And as I stated before, I just bought way too many things. Yeah. Didn't have time to make videos for all these things, especially with all the cool home theater stuff going on. But if you have any questions for me, let me know down in the comments below, or hit me up on whichever social media you like to use the most. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel using the button in the middle of your screen. Once again, my name is Chana Claus. I am the Techno Dad, and I'll see you next time.